excited to have you on board for season 3 as our vet specialist, Dr. Mike.
Great to be here with you, Olivia. Great to be here with Jake, but especially good to be here with Diesel and Ellie.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool guys.
So what's our topic for today?
I thought that we should talk about something that's really important for every dog, every cat owner, and it's talking about worms.
Okay.
Can be a really, really confusing topic. Like for guys like this, they've not only got to be worrying about heartworms that can infect right inside their heart, but they've also got to be worried about a dozen different types of intestinal worms. So it can get really confusing and pretty worrying.
So why can't we see them?
The amazing thing is, even if you're cleaning up after your pet, you're not likely to see any evidence of worms because most of them are smaller than the size of a match head. But they breed in such numbers in the intestines that they can cause a really big problems because they're bloodsuckers. So they can cause anemia and even death, especially in puppies and kittens. They're the ones that we've really got to look after.
So they're like leeches, yeah.
Yeah, like leeches on the inside, but like in their thousands. So they're a really pretty big issue.
Wow. And what's that diagram that you have there?
I guess this is the other type of worm that we have to be worried about. So in certain parts of Australia, especially in the east, anywhere where there's mosquitoes, they can transmit heartworm. A mosquito will bite a dog or a cat and then go and feed on another dog or cat and transmit the small worms. They're called microfilaria. They move into the heart. They actually grow up into almost like thin, long spaghetti. What it does is it blocks the heart. It's very, very important. So it's something absolutely critical for our owners. We have to be on top of this problem and controlling it by prevention.
So how can we protect our dogs from worms?
I guess it can be pretty confusing because we're talking about all sorts of different types of worms, but we just need to be using the right product. So we need to be using it at the right dose. We've got to make sure we know the weight of our pets so we dose them at the right dose rate. We're about to do that. And the third thing is that we need to use it in the right sequence. So for our puppies, they need to be done about every 2 weeks. For teenage dogs, it's about once a month. And then when they're adults, it's about every 3 months. Don't try and remember it, just talk to your vet or maybe just read the instructions on the packet.
Can humans catch them?
Yeah, it's a good question, Jake. It's a really, really serious thing. There are certain of the worms, of the dozen that dogs get that can be transmitted to us. So that's why it's really important to be washing your hands after you've played with your pets. But more important than that is just have a really regular worming program for your dog and for your cat. That's the best way to protect yourselves. What say we do these now?
Yeah, all right, let's give it a go.
So because worming can be quite confusing, I like to use Xantel because it keeps it nice and simple. It can be used on dogs, cats, puppies and kittens. So you really only need to have one thing in the cupboard and it's going to cover the whole furry family.
Yeah.
It's 1 tablet per 10 kilos. And for an adult dog like Diesel, you'd just be using it 1 every 3 months. No dog particularly likes to have a worming tablet, but it's good for them to learn how to do it. Especially if you put it over the back of the tongue and then just stroke under his chin. So that's Diesel all protected against the intestinal worms. The other really important thing is heartworm, and you need a specific wormer for that. Jake, can you grab that Guardian?
This one?
Yeah.
Yep.
A really easy product to use. Just use it once a month. You know, no dog really likes to be wormed that much, but with something like Guardian, it's more like a treat than a treatment.
Okay.
So why don't you grab one out? It's 1 tube per 10 kilos, and Ali's just about right to get 1 tube. Olivia, see what she thinks of that. So the product's actually made it really easy. Sometimes the hardest thing is to remember to do it again. So write it on your calendar, put a reminder in your phone, whatever you have to do, but let's keep them protected.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.